What's going on, everybody? I just want to talk to you guys about, uh, inside of all of us, there's an emptiness that we feel, and this emptiness that we feel, it's a part of us. It's I'm assuming it's the thing that drives us to accomplish great things in our life. But this unfortunately is one of the parts of us that we hide from all the time. Like, we run from this part of us and we deny it when we're alone and we feel like we're by ourselves and we're empty, and like when we feel those disagreeable feelings, we run from that, and so we don't really embrace that part of us. And my point in talking about this is that a lot of what I see companies doing in this day and age is they play on that. They play on the fact that we feel inadequate, we feel incomplete, and that we look for something to complete ourselves. And so for each one of us, there's something that we have more than the other one. Like, for example, if we have, like, say some of us have a certain amount of money that we could do things that other people can't do. Like, oh, for instance, I could buy, let's see, $1,000 pair of shoes. So when I do that, part of my identity is that I can do that. Like, now when I have those shoes on, I feel like this is a part of who I am. I'm one of those people that could buy $1,000 shoes, and like people play on that inadequacy in different ways. You have people who try to who know they come on YouTube, and they come on other forms of social media, and they show people these videos of, like, where they went out and they paid all this money to make their life look so extravagant, so that if that's something that you're looking for, you want to feel more like successful and stuff like that, they'll be able to sell you a dream or sell you something to make your life feel a little better or something. And what I'm trying to do, like, my goal in life is I'm trying to free people from feeling like that. Like, I'm trying to give you a little bit more power back into your life, where you notice that, like, these things that people are trying to offer you, like this happiness that they're trying to give you within these things, like, that seem like they're just outside of your reach. That happiness, you can get that happiness from without even doing those things, without even getting that. I can teach you how to be happy right now. I can teach you how to feel better about being yourself, and how to appreciate things more in your life. And to be honest, I believe that life is not meant to be really easy. Like, life is difficult. And when you stop expecting life to please you every moment, then life actually starts to actually please you more than it does now. And in our lives, what we need to do is we need to learn how to be happy now, because what we're doing is we're trying to find the happiness in our minds, in, like, this imaginary future that we make up. Like, oh, somehow in the future I'm gonna be happy, and then we get there, we get to this future moment, and we're not happy. Like, there's people who, like, there are people who, they have millions of dollars and they're killing themselves. Like, why are these people doing that? Why are these people committing suicide? Like, why? How come it doesn't matter how much money you have? The people who are rich, they're unhappy. The people who are poor, they're unhappy. But I know you can be happy. You can be happy right now. You can. There's a happiness that's inside of all of us that has no opposite. There's a feeling of being content, and a feeling of experience and being alive, that we're missing it because we're focused on trying to feel like this imaginary happiness that doesn't really exist. Like, because if you think about it, if because everything on earth has to disappear. Like, in this life, whatever's here will eventually fade. So no matter what it is that you get, whether it makes you feel bad or it makes you feel good, it will eventually fade, and the opposite of what it initially does will eventually happen. So because we experience time the way we experience it, certain things seem bad or good, but there is no such thing as bad or good, because the way time plays out is eventually you will have to pass the opposite of what that thing offers you in this moment in time. So, depending on where we're standing at in time, things may feel a certain way. Like, it may feel good, but there is no such thing as good or bad. You have to experience life as being content. And I know that may seem like an abstract concept, like, oh, how do I do that? But that's my point of this video right here, is because I wanted to get to the bottom of what my purpose in life is. I'm trying to show you guys that you can be happy right now. And I know that people who know me, they're like, oh wow, he came from having nothing, because I come from the Bronx. I came from really not having nothing to, like, scrounging around trying to get a little something here and there, to actually having a nice, okay, I live comfortably. My life, I don't have everything I want in life, but I live very comfortably. And I tell you, like from personal experience, it has come to me from being content, like being happy with what I have now and appreciating what I have. When you appreciate things, when you appreciate what you have now, the universe is going to give you more, but it's not gonna put more in your life, and like your life is just like it's a lost cause. Like the universe invests itself into things that are worthwhile. Like it's through the years, if it's giving you stuff and it's not making you feel any better, you're still gonna be miserable. Eventually, that it sees that's not somewhere where it should be investing its resources into. And I tell you, when you appreciate things, when you become more in tune with what's going on, and you become when you start to see the sacredness in the small things, when you start to become happy with what you have, you will actually start to acquire more. And I know that sometimes, people may, it's easy to say, no, that's not true. And what he's saying is just his opinion. It's not facts. But at least, if you done tried everything else, if you've done everything else, the least you could do is at least try what I tell you. If think about this, like how I see it is, what happens is like, how you see somebody on a train, or and they're like a crazy person who's rambling on, like their mind just incessantly just speaking to them. They have just ongoing conversation with themselves. That's how our brains are now. Like we have this ongoing conversation with ourselves, and like when you see something and that thing you see gives you a certain thought, like an anxious thought, and then that anxious thought brings on, the next thing you look at, it gives you another anxious thought. Eventually, like you think like that, and your days become like this constant anxious feeling, and eventually you have anxiety. And it's the same thing with depression. You say things, and like eventually you train yourself to have a depressed thought after everything that you see. And so now the things you see throughout your life, it gives you this constant depressed feeling. What I'm trying to tell you is that there's a way to train yourself to be more happy, to see opportunity, to see things that are presented to you that you can't normally see, because you're training yourself to not see it. You're training yourself to see the bad things, because this is just the way that our brains are starting to work, because of the way that life has treated us, I guess, or whatever the case may be. We all have different reasons for why we are the way we are. But what I'm trying to tell you, point blank period, is that you can be happy. Let me show you how to be happy. Follow me, and let me show you, like, step by step, slowly. But depending on who you are, it may take a little bit more time than others, but it is possible. You can be happy, you can be content, you can in my eyes, this is the secret to life, and that is, you are the master of your own universe. You control how when you meet someone, they look a certain way, and after you know them for a while, they look completely different. That is proof that your brain and the way you see things affects your life so much that it literally alters how you physically see stuff. And so all I'm trying to show you is my ways that I've taught myself to train my brain to be more positive in the things that I see.
Yeah, but you'll be fine. It'll all be fine. It's just in your mind. Yeah.